Hello HPE, I'm Jim Neenan from VMware. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about the alignment between our organisations, particularly between our relevant strategies. So if we look at it from an HPE perspective, some of the key messaging that you're taking to your customers and that's really resonating for you is about being edge-centric. About the modernising the data centre, and there are some very specific parts for your organisation on what that means. So Gen 10 refresh, moving more to a software-defined environment because it provides a whole bunch of agility and other things that the customer's looking for. Storage to flash and composable are obviously key messages for you. Cloud enabled, really important in today's marketplace. And of course, everything as a service, key messaging. What are our customers looking for? Our joint customers, really they're looking at their workloads. They have a number of different workloads and they're looking for key outcomes. They're really looking at security and how do they achieve the compliance that they need. They're looking at how do they embrace a hybrid environment. We know that about 71% of customers are looking for a hybrid environment, not public cloud, not just purely on-premise. They're looking for a hybrid environment. How do we achieve efficiency, operational and capital efficiency? How do we achieve agility? So moving from months down to days, maybe even down to minutes. How do we get that agility so that we're delivering quickly for our customers, internal and external? Customers looking for choice. They want to be able to choose from a menu of environments. And they're also looking for control, not necessarily a games controller, but they're looking for control as to how they're actually going to manage this environment. So if we look at it a little bit more broadly from a VMware perspective, we've got four key areas that we're looking at. So empowering the digital workspace, any application running on any device, but in a managed and controlled way, so that we end up with something that's consumer simple, but enterprise secure. How do we transform networks and security? Very, very important in today's marketplace. The whole approach of actually being able to do business quickly and efficiently, but in a secure and compliant way. We also have modernising the data centre as one of our key go-to-markets, and our key messaging, amongst others, includes the software-defined data centre, a term that we coined a good number of years ago, but also cloud management and cloud-native environments like containers. And we also have integrating public cloud. Actually, there's quite a close alignment between these. If you look at your edge-centric type approach, actually that maps quite closely onto our Empower the Digital Workspace, which tends to be about people-based devices, so tablets and smart glasses and things like that. But it also applies to Internet of Things type environments. And what we're doing there is in transforming network and security. We're very much looking at how we can actually bring in those devices that are right at the edge. The edge is really important for you. It's very important for us as well. We know that a lot of data is moving from being generated in the data center to being generated at the edge. And we are on the same journey that you are on with helping our customers recognize that and be able to take advantage of that. In terms of modernising the data centre, we are supporting you in terms of how you take your Gen 10 messaging out. We also have some messaging that we're working on in terms of moving people from older versions of software, being able to embrace hyper-converged infrastructure, being able to embrace flash. Composable is something that we've been jointly working on, and we've recently released some quite leading edge capabilities in our VMware Cloud Foundation and Synergy. Latest release is a really good example, and we particularly, VMware talked about Synergy in the release of that version. So actually, in terms of modernising the data centre, actually there's quite a close correlation. Cloud enabled from your perspective, I think the important thing from our side is that it's actually about integrating public cloud. It's not just about embracing it, it's about having the option. It comes back to this choice piece. And what customers are actually asking us for is the ability to take advantage of public cloud. And they want to be able to do that with some of their existing workloads. Most of their existing workloads are actually running in a VMware type environment. And actually between us, we can help them keep the majority of their workloads on-premise, on the real leading infrastructure that HPE provide, both in a ProLiant and a Synergy type platform, but also open the opportunity that they can then take advantage of some of the public clouds for some very specific workloads with little or no change to the way that those machines are configured. Everything as a service is really, really important. It's basically providing particularly the commercial efficiency of how customers can actually start to consume this. Now, if you look at it from the key messaging piece, we're actually looking at this from the edge to core, to cloud. Yeah. Your messaging, but actually it aligns very, very closely with what VMware are doing as well. If we also look at it over here, we can actually see that there's something else that's really important across all of this: security. And if you look at it from a HPE perspective, security is really important, starting with Silicon Root of Trust and moving through a whole bunch of other capabilities that you've got. But we also have capabilities in security, quite significant ones. We have app defense, we have encryption in terms of both virtual machines, storage. We do a lot with networking and distributed networking and microsegmentation. So there's actually a lot of things that we can actually bring together. The other thing that's really important, in order to be able for customers to be able to look at those workloads and get all of this value out, it's not just about the technology. We actually have to work together with the customer and look at the people and the process side, because that's where some of the value comes from. So across this, it's also very much about outcomes. And in terms of delivering on that, Point Next are absolutely key from your perspective, and our PSO are people who will also work with Point Next so that we can jointly deliver the outcomes that our customers need. Hopefully you can see that there's actually quite a close correlation between the HPE strategy and the messaging that you're taking to your customers and the way in which you can deliver really significant value and help them understand how they can deliver workloads in a far more efficient and effective way. It's actually very closely aligned to our messaging to the same customers. This is an area where we can work very closely together and we can jointly deliver value to customers. Really encourage you to reach out and make contact with your VMware counterparts, and let's actually go and help customers together to deliver this value. Thank you very much for your time.